Welcome to another episode of the Back Catalogue podcast. This is the podcast where we, and by we I mean me, Apple, and my co-host / co-founder Vincent, we dive into the Disney Plus streaming service. We tell you, the listener and the viewer, what is worth it and what is not. And Vincent, we're here doing Moon Knight again. I think I stuffed up the intro, but
I wasn't listening. I was showing the viewers my new haircut. You know, I'm looking.
It's a good haircut.
I'm looking. Yeah, dude, my hairdresser did a top tier job. Thanks, Mum. Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you got it, I was gonna say, when you got a hairdresser at home, why go out anywhere else? You know.
Well, that was the issue. My hairdresser wasn't at home.
That's true, because you don't live with your parents.
That's right. So that's
why
was
you
the
need
reason
to move back in.
Yeah. So I've got the live-in hairdresser. Like, that's rich people stuff, you know.
That's butler stuff.
That's butler stuff.
Like, you know that Batman, you know that Bruce Wayne has someone just to give him a fat fade on command.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely.
He's got Alfred and he's got Muhammad, and Muhammad just does a killer fade.
And he's live-in for sure.
He's live-in. Vincent, I apologise once again about this lighting. I've got very deep set eyes, so it just looks like it's just a person's face and then just dark circles here.
You're looking like a raccoon.
But I do have.
There.
100% I look like a raccoon over here. And that's just because I got deep set eyes, which is an ethnic thing.
Yeah. Do I have deep
set
eyes?
I
don't think I've got
and a Neanderthal thing, I think. You know, like Neanderthal looking folk have like deep set eyes like myself.
Yeah.
Because many have said, including over this weekend, that I'm quite Neanderthal in nature.
You're quite Neanderthal in nature. All right. Well,
at least the look of me. But Vincent, today we are doing episode 3 of Moon Knight, The Friendly Type.
The what?
The Friendly Type.
Oh, is that what it's called? The Friendly Type.
It's called The Friendly Type. Now, Vincent, let's get right into this. First of all, I want to know your thoughts. Last week I talked heavy about my thoughts. I want to know your thoughts.
All right, my
on
thoughts.
Moon Knight, episode 3.
Let's rub the hands together like Birdman, because I'm about to hit you with the facts. So for the viewers, this is the trajectory of the Moon Knight series so far for me.
Right.
This episode, I didn't like this episode that much.
Well, then why is the trajectory going like that?
It's down, bro. It's down. The viewers will see. You know, this is X equals 0.
Nah, see, that's the wrong way.
So I got to do it like that.
I mean, maybe because you're
pointing.
Flipped. It's because you're flipped. You're flipped.
It's because I'm flipped.
The fingers. The fingers
throw you off. Yeah, it's like you should be going like that.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, first episode, loved it. I watched it twice. That's the only one. It was good. That's the only one of these Marvel episodes that I've watched twice, apart from the finale of Bucky and his mate Falcon. And the second episode, I still enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was that as good. This episode, it was almost like nothing to me. There were so many situations where there were new characters and new information about characters we know, but it was just like, you know, I could take it or leave it. I didn't care. And also, I don't care for Mark Spector as much as Grant Stevens is 100% the GOAT. Like, we need more of him on the silver screen.
I mean, he's a more likable character. He's a more relatable character because he's just a normal man. Whereas Mark Spector's a man of the of the army. He's doing armed forces things. He's doing, you know, protect our rights things. He's doing all of those things, right?
Yeah, and see,
and that's not always what I was going to say. That's not always relatable to the everyday man who's watching a Marvel or DC property at their house.
Yeah, see, I really enjoy Spider-Man. What are you laughing for?
I don't know. I just keep looking at myself and I just see, like, I look like a demon. I look like there's something off with me at the moment. I hope that the viewers don't experience the same thing. They just see some man who looks like a demonic presence looking at them. Because that's unsettling. That's unsettling.
Maybe this should be an audio format only.
Yeah, but I'm on a different couch today. I'm on a green couch today, and it's killer. It's more comfortable than the other couch was.
Okay, that's good. What I was going to say was, there was something I was going to say.
You were talking about Mark Spector versus Stephen Grant.
This is why one of my favorite superheroes is Spider-Man, because man's just on the ground. You know, he's just on the ground. He's trying to do superhero things. He's trying to do like life things.
Yeah.
Grant Stephen, he's just been thrown into it. This is like an even more extreme version of it. Man's literally been thrown into it. He wakes up, he's got like blood in his hands. He's like, bro, which one of you fools did I just knock out for this? And just seeing him in the, out of his element essentially, was just, it was more entertaining. It was more enjoyable to watch. Now we've got Mark Spector. Mans is just like stock standard superhero, like action man type dude.
He's stock standard mercenary type.
Yeah. Which I understand is the point, but that doesn't make it like, okay, like, that's the point you're trying to make. Like, doesn't mean you have to like it.
The idea that they're going for now is that in the next episode they're going to realize that they both need each other to get through whatever it is, and they need Stephen Grant's knowledge of the Egyptology and of Egyptian things, and they need Mark Spector's knowledge of how to break a man's neck with one arm.
Yeah,
and whether that's the person's arm or your arm, like he'll do it both ways. But no, I do get that what's his name's not as intriguing. The one intriguing element of this episode, though, is that I'm assuming either Khonshu is taking over at some points, or there's a different there's a different identity that we're not seeing yet, who is the one that is going around and actually killing folk.
That was interesting. That was interesting, I have to say.
That's something that was lightly touched on at the start of the episode, obviously, when he's chasing down those people to kill them.
Yeah.
And then he's never talked about again. But I think that it's a really important one, because when Mark Spector's looking around like, I didn't do this. There's blood on my hands. I didn't do this. There's so many ways that it could go and so many things that could be happening.
Yeah, obviously they'll explore that in the next few episodes, like, for sure.
Well, I'd hope so, and I hope it's not just like, oh, it was actually me, Mark Spector, who did this. I betrayed you, Stephen Grant. Because that would just be unfortunate.
Yeah.
The one thing that I noticed about this episode in particular, and then, subsequently looking back at the other two episodes, is there's a lot of good-looking people in this. It's just filled with good-looking people.
That is true. That is true.
Name one character that is not good-looking.
But I couldn't do it.
And I mean, that's subjective. But there's even Ethan Hawke, who looks like a dirty hippie. Like, he is good looking, because it's Ethan Hawke as a dirty hippie. Like, he's looking good.
Yeah.
And I think that how are you gonna have a relatable story when everyone just is like A+ model material?
That's right. No, you just can't do it. You're just too far out of reality.
What are your thoughts on this? Obviously, this was an episode that expanded the lore of this whole situation. Expanded on the avatars, the fact that all the gods have an avatar that, or at least 5 of the gods, or however many, have an avatar that, in a similar way, is being puppeteered by the god themselves. And they all meet up and they do meetings and whatnot.
They have like board meetings. They have like AGMs. Like, they have votes on what the predicted earnings are for like this quarter, or whatever people do at AGMs.
And like many business meetings,
vote to dismiss, or whatever the thing is.
Here, or whatever they say.
Yeah.
Do they say here?
I don't know.
Lie over here. But the thing about these meetings and meetings in general is, within that meeting, they didn't really look at the facts. They were just going around arguing with each other, but they didn't actually get to the crux of what was being told.
No, it was just Mark Spector was there being taken over by Khonshu, and he just been like, nah, bro, he's going to do bad things, I swear to God. And then, what's his name? Ethan Harrow just saying, what's his name? No, not Ethan Harrow.
It's something Harrow, but
Harrow.
I think it might just be Harrow.
Harrow was just like, this man is mentally unwell. How can we trust him? And then, like, that was it.
Yeah. Which and here's the thing. This is how you combat any situation that is faced in movies. You say, okay, Mr. Harrow, how about we just get a couple of these heads to just follow you for the next 3 months?
Oh, they're gods. They could do that. 100%.
They could be like, hey, Ethan Harrow, where have you been the last couple of days? Take me to where you have been. Where are all your hippie friends? Oh, they're at the dig site. They're doing digging. Oh, they've dug it up now. Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That was, I mean, I think for me, there was so many situations in this episode that were just lightly touched on, or they were just not explored enough to benefit the actual plot. Like, for example, this Layla lady, you know, she's doing like the passports and whatever. It was just like, yeah, this is given a little bit of insight into her, and she's, you know, her dad's dead and whatever. But
yeah, shit.
It wasn't just one of those situations. There was the dude, the bodyguard, and it was like, hey man, like, I know you from this way, like, we go way back, and the man tries to kill her. And then there's the dude who's riding the horse with the stick. And he's meant to be this, you know, this wild dude, like, oh, Madripoor, you know, like, we went to Madripoor, we go way back. Like, I used to be Madripoor, but now look at all these horses I got, bro. And there were just so many, like the gods, you know, the lady there. It's just so many things that I'll just spat everywhere. There's just so many things that were just skimmed over, and I just felt like I was like, what am I watching here? Is it just like you know, you're just going around the table? It's just like the first day of uni. It's just like, hey, tell us your name, one thing you like about yourself, and you know, how you can kill a man with your bare hands.
Yeah, and every man in the thing says I play football, and every woman in the thing says I play netball, because that's what those things are. Well, I mean, especially, you did computer science, so they ain't playing sports over there.
No,
but for people like in my industry, like, we were playing sports. You know?
You play sports. They were just like, yeah, nah, bro, I do Java on the side.
The funny thing about what you said is the fact that, like, Mans is no longer, he's Madre Rich now, but I know that, you know, dropping in little hints like that is a bit, you know, it's a little Easter egg, all those sorts of things, which is fine. And I'm not even going to talk about that point, but what I'm going to talk about is the fact that whole Madripoor situation with that man that's, you know, Madra good looking on the horse, so they go into that space. And you've just introduced us to the fact that there's all these other avatars. There's real Egyptian god business going on. They're in the Pyramid of Giza. There's a whole rich and diverse lore here that we can build on. And then Moon Knight fights real men, just normal men that have sticks.
Yeah, and he also I'm pretty sure he just kills the dude on the horse.
He kills all of them, doesn't he?
I think so. He just thrown. I don't really like the fight scenes that much in this so far.
But also, what I want to get at with those fight scenes is the fact that we've got a character that's very different. You know, this is a character that's working on Egyptian mythology or like, you know, something more spiritual than other Marvel characters have done before. So you're thinking, okay, where can they go with this? You know, the last episode they did the Jackal. The episode before that they did the Jackal. Maybe they'll do the Jackal again, which I'd be upset about.
Sticks,
but we're just doing dudes with sticks.
Yeah,
can't we do something like, can't that, you know, I'm not saying do mummies, but can't, like, something from that tomb that they were, or the sarcophagus that they were doing tests on? Can't something come out of there? That's actually intriguing and puts actually gives Moon Knight something to fight against that is actually challenging for him. As opposed to fighting 8 men with sticks, getting stabbed by all 8 sticks, and then being like, oh, nah, I'm all good, bro. Don't worry. I'm just going to break these sticks.
Yeah. Nah, pretty... And also, the most hilarious thing of the episode was when Khonshu was like, I'm going to get in trouble for this, but just, like, move your hand around and you can just, like, spin the night sky like it's a standard globe, you know? We can just spin it, and later you get your iPad and get the camera out, start moving around with hold on, I've got it, it's over there.
And so people on Twitter, I saw this on Twitter, they were like, oh, this was one of the most beautiful shots in all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I was like, no, it wasn't. It was just lights flashing in you know, there was nothing beyond lights spinning in a circle that has been done before.
Bye.
Another issue that I have with this with this episode is that it is very much obviously Khonshu is gone, right? Khonshu is now stoned, so I don't know how that's going to affect things in the next
I'm
episode.
assuming what you said before, it's going to be Grant Stevens and Mark Spector. They're going to be working together to do the things they need to do to get Khonshu back or whatever.
Yeah, but will he have the suit is what I'm trying to get at.
No,
I don't think he'll have the suit.
No.
Yeah. So they'll just have to work together to get it without the suit, which is fine. But we've had 3 episodes now that have been, and I know that's how TV series work. I know that you can't have a, you're aiming for the end. You're aiming for a big finale.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's felt like that we've just had 3 stepping stone episodes with nothing of actual note within those episodes. Nothing that will make me go, oh man, I want to go back and watch episode 3 of this TV show.
Yeah.
Which is not a good sign going forward, because you give a TV show I would say you should give a TV show at least 3 to 4 episodes before you judge it and before you stop watching.
Yeah.
Because you never know. The pilot might be not that good. The second one might get better. The third one might get better. In this case, it's gone downhill.
Yeah.
I
really love the pilot. Or the first episode, not the pilot.
Yeah, I don't think it's a pilot. On Disney, I think they just do it. They don't do pilots.
They've just done it, that's right.
Yeah. Would you say that we're going to be seeing... Obviously, there was that one of the gods who had a bit more of an affinity and a liking to Mark Spector.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're going to see more of them. What capacity do you reckon they're going to be coming in? Are they going to be just doing meetings, or are they going to be like doing cool things as well?
Man, I don't know, because the gods don't go around like meddling in human affairs.
Yeah.
Also, why are they all British?
Because like Britain is like the place of culture and of fine teas, and
fine teas,
and sometimes bad weather, but sometimes they got good weather over there.
Yeah.
I also think from the perspective of the American viewer, and let's not say the American viewer, the Western viewer, whenever they see someone who's involved with any form of science, any form of, especially like Egyptology, they have to be British.
Is that right? You've run the scenarios. You've run the
Well, I
simulations.
mean, you look at the Mummy. Look at the Mummy. Boom, you got that right there. Evelyn. Boom, British. You look at the Mummy too. Evelyn's in that. She's British. The son, he's British.
Well, I mean, you've just put forward two very compelling arguments.
Yeah. I mean, really, that's 1.5 because I used Evelyn twice, but the idea still remains that it adds like the English accent adds a sense of depth to a character, in the fact that when you hear that accent, you say, this person knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, especially when they got Mans in like the 3-piece suit.
Oh, yeah. Like he had the 3-piece without the soda because it's bad for his teeth.
That's right. But just to maybe to go over my points, basically what I thought of with this episode was there was too much in it, but simultaneously not enough in it. So there were so many different parts of the episode that it felt like the Fast and the Furious movie when they're like Dubai, and then 15 minutes later they're in London. And then 15 minutes later, it's like New York, and they're just doing things in all these different places. And you're like, what are we doing here? We just traveling?
And every time they get to New York, Dubai, London, it's a shot of all 8 of them walking down like a thing in suits. And and Pitbull's playing in the background.
And Pitbull's playing in the background, Mr. Worldwide.
Because they're worldwide.
And
that's just the reality of the situation. Also, we go to Egypt and we're in Egypt in a story that is highly linked to, things of Egyptian nature, of ancient Egypt, right? And we don't get much Egypt at all.
No.
Well, I want some more mythology in this. I want some more crazy things happening. We're going into this world where we can go crazy with things, and we can expand on the Marvel Cinematic Universe without actually changing anything. Right, because this can be completely separate. Like, they don't have to bring Moon Knight into the real world. This can just be a standalone Disney Plus show in which Oscar Isaac goes around.
100% Mans is in the MCU.
But if he is, do you feel like it's getting bloated?
The MCU.
Yeah.
Well, not really. I don't think it's getting bloated. I think they just need to make sure that they're able to separate all the different stories without having to have, Infinity War situations happen all the time and there's 600 heads.
But that's the challenge when you have an Endgame and you have an Infinity War. I mean, now it's all multiverse business.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where they go with that. But
yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen within this space. I really don't. I think Oscar Isaac is going to do this season, and there's going to be. The reality actually is, I think Oscar Isaac's going to do this season, and then it's going to be Layla in the next season.
You reckon should be the Moon
Oscar
Knight?
Isaacs is going to be, and Oscar Isaacs is going to be out of it.
Well, maybe.
That's the situation.
Maybe.
I think to make this show better, jump right into all the craziness that could be. Jump right into mythological, even if they're invisible, mythological creatures that will attack Moon Knight. Give us something that's different, because when it's just Moon Knight fist fighting with a bunch of normal dudes and throwing things at them, knives at them, I'm not getting excited in my seat, or in this case in my bed where I watched it last night.
I wonder if it'd be good to have, I'm not Kevin Feige, I haven't got the hat on, but I wonder if it would be good to have like Moon Knight doing, fighting mythological creatures things, and then Grant Stevens is out there like deciphering old texts and doing like breaking codes and whatnot, so you got like almost the treasure hunter kind of situation. You're trying to find the tomb of the emperor or whatever to get the location of like his favorite coffee joint. But then you've also got Mans is finding like some in the suit. Mans is fighting people with sticks, but the people with sticks are actually like jackals with sticks.
Are you saying that they're two separate entities?
What? No, I'm saying that as
Mark
the show.
And Moon Knight? Oh, yeah, like that. That's just the whole show.
That's just the whole show. Like Grant Stevens is doing Grant Stevens things.
Mm-hmm. His name's Stephen Grant.
Stephen Grant?
Yeah.
Well, Stephen Grant, he can do his things as well. Like,
no, that's right. Because I was just going to say, we made this mistake many times in the last episode.
Yeah.
I just wanted to...
Anyway, I'm just saying like that could be the way that it kind of works together. So you have a bit more of the I don't know, mystery, I guess, but then you've got the action as well. And then you got them working together to uncover things, and Brendan Fraser might be there on the right or wrong side of the river. Who knows?
I hope that now that the Moon Knight suit is gone, we'll get a bit more of that and get a bit more of the character study of Grant Stevens and Mark Spector, and Layla as well. But look, there's we're at the halfway point. There's 3 more episodes left, so I guess we're just gonna have to see, Vincent. We're gonna have to see what happens next.
We're absolutely just gonna have to see.
I mean,
but
can they die? I don't think they can die. Man's got stabbed by about 16 sticks.
Nah, when he's got the suit on, he can't die.
What is there for you in that case?
Exactly. Well, now
I don't
Mans
care
can
if
die.
they don't. Oh, now Mans can die. That's right. That's true. Well, Vincent, this is what I think. I rate this episode a 4.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 3.
And I give it a 4.5 out of 10 because Oscar Isaacs is still looking like Oscar Isaacs, Like, you get at least 4.5 for that.
He hasn't changed. He hasn't changed.
The point. Sorry, I should say the 4 is for Oscar Isaacs. The 0.5 is because of the intriguing element of what's going to happen next in regards to that third entity, that third person, whether that be Khonshu, whether that be Mark Spector, whether that be Stephen Grant, or whether that be Grant Stevens.
That's right. It could be Grant Stevens.
Could be him. Vincent, I want you right now to tell them where they can find us.
Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Send us an email. Links are all in the description. Sign up to the Patreon. We've got things there. Check out our other YouTube videos. We do food taste tests. They're pretty good. Like, they get more views than this, so.
I mean, they get views compared to this.
They get views.
That's for sure. That is
Talk
for sure.
soon.
Talk soon.